My man Bernie Burns, Bernie man, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master site.
I write rhymes for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master
I write
site.
rhymes for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master site.
I write rhymes for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a
I write
master
rhymes
site.
for Beamer.
Peace, it's your man Burns, and you're now locked into Twin2ition presents Clear the Air.
So yeah, we back. Hey, we back to Biden. And don't know which camera's on me right now, but who cares right now? The center one is awesome sauce. So yeah, kind of went against the grain a little bit, or we deviated. There we go. Better word. What a goddamn chime at. Yeah, we deviated from the normal thing. Usually podcast on Fridays, but we're podcasting on a lovely, rainy, floody Saturday motherfucking afternoon. Nonetheless, we are fucking pod, y'all. But yeah, reason being, we're podding on the Saturdays is because yours truly, your boy, is actively celebrating with his fellow classmates of Dinwiddie County's class of 2005. Give me a fucking round of applause. 20 years. I said 20. Black don't crack unless you're using that shit. And yeah, so yeah.
That's my line.
Without further ado, I'd like to welcome y'all back to Twin2ition presents Clear The Air. I go by the name of Hoggie, accompanied by my wife, Miss Nichole on the boards. And we're ready to fucking get this podcast started, y'all, because we got a lot of more shit to do. And I want to get this out in a timely fashion as well. I appreciate y'all just rocking with us as well. But like I said, right now we are on Patreon, y'all. Like I said, a call to action. If you really love the show, just show us some goddamn support on Patreon, man. It really does help the podcast out a lot, as well as what you've been doing as far as logging into YouTube, all major streaming platforms. Because like I said before, I pay real money for this shit. But yeah, for the dedicated, for the day ones, we got a special spot for y'all, yo, on Patreon. So you're definitely gonna tap in with us on Patreon. It's just like that. Yeah, but like I said, day one supporters do get rewarded. If you do decide to jump ship and come to the day one supporter tier, pardon me. We got interviews, we got on location content, events, also performances and giveaways, exclusive behind the scenes presentation as well. Let me get my fucking words out. Merch drops, and also an opportunity to goddamn clear the motherfucking air. And it's just like that, y'all. So, in the words of Burns, man, you don't want to fucking miss out. And it's just like that. But like I said, don't worry. Our bi-weekly podcast will still be up and running on YouTube and the like. Y'all might just get the news a little bit later. But nonetheless, we will still be running the bi-weekly podcast for those y'all out there. But like I said, for the exclusive interviews, the motherfuckers is going to be on Patreon as well, yo. So like I said, I appreciate y'all that support us. So shout y'all out. But yeah, what we've been up to, Nichole on the board. So we recently watched the Him movie. It was a great movie. I liked it.
Had a lot of, I guess you could say, real messages in it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we're going to dissect that throughout the podcast as well. But there's a lot of good messages in there. And for me, I wouldn't say I'm a movie buff. When I started watching the movie, I was like, it put me in a rather different kind of headspace as far as what it take to be him in the movie. So that was dope. Something special we did as well. Let me get a round of applause for that one. An early round of applause, because when y'all see it, hear it, all other shit. But we were very honored to be a part of something very fucking special. So all I'm gonna say is stay motherfucking tuned, yo. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned. It's going to be worth the while. So like I said, if you are, or if you have not yet become a day one supporter, like I said, go ahead and jump ship to Patreon, because we got something that we're going to bless that motherfucker with real soon, yo. So stay tuned in, stay tapped in with the podcast. What else? The seasons are starting to change. There's no more summer as far as the calendar is concerned. It's, we're now into the season of fall. With fall, a lot of shit get to die. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody at my clinic, they were looking at my picture, was like, who the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, I had to die from that guy to become who I am today. It's like, well, and I treat life like seasons as well, not age, hence, the 20-year anniversary of me graduating high school, not that shit, but throughout seasons as well. So, and I feel like I'm doing rather good for myself. So yeah, give myself a fucking round of applause. But yeah, the seasons is changing, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And change is inevitable in life, and it's inevitable. So you got to accept change in order to grow. What else? Like I said, speaking of the 20-year anniversary of graduating high school, I was very reluctant in going yesterday, but I'm glad I did show up. There was a lot of relationships that got reacquainted. I felt like I never left when I went there. Like after a while, I was there for like 15, 20 minutes, started talking to motherfuckers. I was like, damn, do I still go here? You know what I mean? And like, and no, truth be told, because we could have cleared the motherfucking air. Where the air horns at? How can I put this without being disrespectful? A lot of niggas that I graduated school with were breaking the rules, and I was a nigga that was being good, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I was like, no, nigga, we had school, yo. Like, what the fuck? No, what the fuck? Leave me alone, man. Hell no. Whole time old as fuck. But yeah, it was dope. Like I said, I was surprised to see the turnout, surprised to see all the smiling faces and stuff, and surprised that motherfuckers still recognize me, yeah. Yeah, it was dope. So yeah, that means I have not changed, not one bit. I could probably got a little bit more confident in myself, but what?
I don't know about you.
What's up?
But surprisingly, no one referred to me as, oh, you're Tasha's sister.
Hey. Nichole on the motherfucking boards. Yeah.
Anybody refer to you? Oh, Corral brother.
No, but it was like, what that nigga? We Corral. I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. I'm here, nigga. You know what I mean? Shit. But
that nigga ain't graduate 05, nigga.
Oh, damn! Shots fired. Yeah, but yeah. Nonetheless, show it was dope. Like, and I wouldn't say it's a rare occasion, but I went to bed yesterday with a little smile on my face. I was tired as fuck, but I went to bed smiling like, damn, that was dope, yo. It felt like one of those Jeff Franklin production TV shows where they like do the music, like they're like dun, 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 like whatever. And it's like a good end of the show, and then you hear the applause and shit. That's how I felt. I went to sleep. I was tired as fuck too, and I did not hit the festivities up, at the club. But I was like, yo, I'm too old for that shit. I mean, not too old, but I'm tired, too old type shit.
Done worked all fucking day.
Worked all fucking day. Been up.
Been in the game.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm a little too old. But it was dope. Like I said, dope to see. Shout out to my sister-in-law. Where the airborne at?
We can put the video of that up too. I had to get a good one. So, like he was about to say, shout out to my sister, his sister-in-law, Tasha, which was also class of 05.
Yep.
And
stand the fuck up.
they had the
They not like us. What the fucking shirt said I got on my back.
they had the alumni cheerleaders cheer with the current cheerleaders. So it was like
They did a good job.
They did a very good job. But like I could honestly see like the nervousness in Tasha's face that was like, to me, was like totally different from when she was in school. Like I feel like when she was in school, she was cheering, she had this big smile on her face and stuff, right? This time she was like, it was almost like she was nervous that she was gonna mess up, and she was concentrating. So her face was like serious the entire fucking time. And it's like she didn't have that cheerleader face on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so imagine, shout out to her one more time. And all the ladies, man, for real. Even the younger ones, and also from the other past classes who came out there. And I was shocked. I was surprised. And because she had stopped by to get her shirt or whatever. And I was like, she was like, yeah, I'm so nervous we're going to be performing. I'm like, performing? The fuck you mean? Yeah, we've been all week we've been goddamn practicing. I'm like, practicing
for what? With the cheerleaders.
I'm like, wow. So yeah, shout out again, man, to all to the lady generals where the fucking chimes at. Shout out to y'all, man, for real.
So
it was dope.
With that being said, on our way home, Hoggie said, man, it'd be dope if they had an alumni football thing.
I was talking shit.
He was talking. I said, I mean, for real. I mean, yeah, y'all niggas old and shit, but you could do like a
flag.
Halftime, have the alumni come out and do like a flag football I mean, you can do like however long the halftime is. What is halftime? Maybe 15 minutes?
15 minutes, 7 if you out there actively running. It could be the longest 15 minutes of some niggas' lives. But yeah, go ahead.
But that should be something like if they let the girls go out and the alumni, let the guys that played football go out and have a
real shit
flag football game.
I just want my goddamn jersey. That's all I want. Y'all don't even wear them motherfucking bitch. Give me my motherfucking jersey. That's all I want, man. I got the little practice squad jump with the little hoes and the shit looking like Ricky. I got that jump. But I ain't got the, the official tissue, with the patches and shit on that, John. You ain't even gotta wash that motherfucker. I just want the funky ass jersey.
They probably use that shit as practice jerseys.
They probably do, yeah. Probably some
that
bum
shit
ass
probably
nigga
all
got my
fucked
jersey.
up.
Hey, I don't care. Shit. Some of them marks I can just claim they mine. Yeah, I remember I did that. Hell no. I played a strong couple games and John Fowler was like, fuck this team, I'm out. So I wish I would have played, like, if I could have did something, did life differently. I wish my fucking parents would have been like, hey, let these niggas play ball. They watch this shit enough and outside in the street playing football and shit. Like I grew up in an era where niggas would play football in the street and nigga would yell car. You know what I'm saying? It was tackle football in the fucking street. When we wrapped up, we just ain't, follow all through, but it was tackle football in the motherfucking street, man. And yeah, that shit made me a pretty good little, high school athlete as well. But that was, it was dope to see. With it all being said, it was real dope to really see, how can I say, the origin story, of Hoggie. And it was dope to really, share it with all the other fucking people who had their same little origin stories and shit as well. So, like I said, shout out again, man, the class of 05, man.
Speaking of
Dinwiddie County shit.
the class of 05.
Well, oh my bad, I hate my shit.
Not to put Carell on blast or nothing, right? But Carell ass said he got cap and gowns for every fucking year, right? 05, 06, 07, right? How the fuck he got 05, 06, and 07?
I don't know.
But that nigga was what? How many grades behind you technically?
I don't even remember.
Like, cause you was in 9th grade. What grade was he in?
And they weren't even in my class, probably like 7th or some shit. 7th or 8th. I think 8th. Yeah, 8th.
So a year behind you. So he should have technically graduated with me, but he started fucking up in high school and got put back.
And they got expelled. He got expelled one year. Teacher misconstrued his words. Nigga, fuck this shit. Oh, you gonna fuck me up? Okay, got something for you, nigga. Yeah, and then from that point on, the nigga just.
So that nigga must have had cap and gowns for 07.
It's crazy because
08 and or 06, 07, 08.
Yeah.
He ain't had no 05 jank. Impossible.
No, he couldn't have no 05 junk unless he tried to get me to buy to. It was dope. I saw Coach Bevel and I was surprised he noticed me because I ain't won none of his classes. He was just my coach when I played ball. And he was like, Mr. Bruce, what's going on? I was like, God damn, nigga know who the fuck I am. And he was like, I thought he knew he thought I was Carell. He was like, hey, you brother, what you doing? I was like, I don't fucking know it. Everybody else. And he said, man, I had one of your nieces in my class. I said, oh shit, how'd that go? And he said, well, chip off the whole block, man. I said, God damn. And he said, no, she did all right though. But I also saw another coach prior to us going to the reunion and shit. So
what grade he teach?
I have no idea.
To have one of your nieces.
I have no idea, yeah. So it probably was one of the girls that's
I mean, cause like to associate
I don't know.
with you,
Yeah.
their last name would have to be Bruton.
That's true. Yeah. Just put my government on to beep that out. For real. No, I don't give a fuck. Follow me. If you find me, follow me. God damn it. And I saw, and I also saw another coach, real. And I kept telling myself, damn, you look good, man. Because I've been out of school for 20 years. How the fuck old are you? And you ain't changed nothing, yo. So yeah, shout out to Coach Wynn. Yeah, for real. Yo. So, but yeah, that's enough of that goddamn reminiscing and shit.
And that's also like what I thought was kind of cool. Like one of our, I don't think he coached anything that I could think of, but one of our teachers when we was in school recently passed away. Mm-hmm. And like they had shirts made and was like in honor of Mr. Pittman. So I thought that was real sweet.
Yeah, hell yeah, that was dope as fuck, yo. For real, yo. A true goddamn legend as well. Shout out to Mr. Pittman, man, for real. Too goddamn soon, yo. Yeah, with that all being said, y'all, like I said, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad y'all here as well. For all y'all newcomers that's, joining the podcast from by word of mouth or just by the relationship, yo, welcome to Clear the Air, y'all. And with that being said, if you're ready to get this podcast started, give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. What?
Let's clear the motherfucking air, y'all.
No doubt. K-Slate brought us over here to clear the air, you know what I mean?
And you know what? And that's what I want to do, man. I want to clear the air, man.
Baby gobble in the bear. This industry shit is weird. Tell him to clear the air. Was writing in the dark.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Could I please have more, sir?
Damn, you do start fast, don't you?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
And we here to clear the motherfucking air, y'all. Hey, with that being said, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start off on a somber note. And it's also a hot take as well, but we're here to clear the air nonetheless. And the hot take is Mr. Trey Reed. For those of y'all, the name should be a household name, but unfortunately, this young man was a collegiate student at Delta State in Mississippi, and he was unfortunately found hanging from a tree on campus as well. So. I feel like there's a lot of foul play in behind that, with all the, information that's been out. But y'all definitely keep my man's family and stuff in the prayers, and then hopefully we get to the bottom of and get to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Truth is light. But with that being said, also shout out with the air horn at. Shout out to former NFL quarterback Mr. Colin Kaepernick. He put up money to have a private autopsy done to get the fucking real motherfucking truth, and it's just like that. So sad I got to start it off with that, but yeah, it was wow. I thought it was a hoax when Nichole had sent me something. I was like, I was like, what the fuck you talking about? She got me some. Oh wow, what you talking about? And I'm started to dig a little bit deeper, and I was like, yo, something ain't right, man. So yeah, respectful condolences to the family. What was you saying?
I was just saying, like, I guess the autopsy will show if there was any other foul play, but if they're trying to say, because the story is that they're trying to say he hung himself.
Right. But then the story also went out saying that the boy, his mom got a call saying that he was found dead in the dorm room. Which one is it?
Wow, I ain't hear that part.
So which one is it?
Well, so like, if he was found dead in the dorm room, then it got to be some foul play, especially if he was found hung in a tree.
Right.
So either he was found dead and they decided, well, we're going to hang him in the tree so it looked like a suicide, and they did that to cover up. But who the fuck? I feel like an autopsy, if it was just the hanging that is what killed him, an autopsy is just going to show that he suffocated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be able to show whether it was foul play or not. You'd have to have, but I feel like a college campus should have plenty of fucking cameras and shit around.
That part to show. Yeah, it does. And that's what's getting held back is the actual camera footage. But when the dude, got his muffin peeled back blue, they had all kinds of camera angles, finding the shooter and shit like that. But it was something that I was, was about to say, in regards to Mr. Reed, is ironic, and I don't like putting two and two together to make four, but math is math. Ironically, in the state of Mississippi, it was the same state that Emmett Till got hung and beat up. So I'm just saying, it's a lot of deeply rooted racism, in the state and all throughout America. And it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, that at this point in time with the truth coming out, you know, it's not necessarily a great divide because, you know, where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, you know, shout out to my class, we all get together and get along and shit. Never had an issue where somebody talked out the side of their motherfucking neck. For real. So, you know, it's just, you know, people are not, you know, born that way. They are raised that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because I was talking to an older gentleman, you know, in my clinic. And I was saying, why the fuck is black people so empathetic, yo? Like, imagine if we were fucking savages. You know what I'm saying?
Like
but we always, right. But we always goddamn find a way to be like, no, man, he cool, bring him in. You know what I mean? He always like, and that be unfortunately our fucking downfall, our detriments, because we do have hearts of gold, because we are empathetic, we are remorseful, we do feel those feelings, man. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you cross us long enough, then it is what it is. But we are very, very empathetic. We are always fucking forgiving, yo. I don't know where that trait came from. It's got to be a trait from a higher power that we are able to turn the other cheek. We are able to, you know, put ourselves second. And it's wild, yo. So like I said, for those y'all out there that's been, you know, tuning into the podcast, this is going to be the great fucking shift. Really the real reason why this podcast started, yo. We're here to clear the motherfucking air, have a conversation. For real. And I can only, you know, take an ode to Teen Summit, where the fucking chimes at. So I gotta respect culture, yo. But I can take an ode to Teen Summit where they had real questions, they had real problems, and they had real active solutions. But the biggest part is they had real conversations, yo. And that's what we about to say. We about to hear to clear the motherfucking air. With that also being said, we'll just change gears. The Clear the Air bucket hat, as you can see here on my head, it has Clear the Air on the front and Twin2ition on the back. That's the $10 raffle, yo. But if you can get your hands on the Clear the Air bucket hat, you just go ahead and head to Patreon, man. We're going to do exclusive drops as well. So head to Patreon if you love the show enough. Support the motherfucking brand. And like I said, shout out again to the motherfucking day one. The next SKU for the Clear the Air bucket hats is coming real soon. In the midst of me, you know, shaking hands, giving daps and high fives and hugging motherfuckers, I was able to get with a supplier as well. And like I said, you better go ahead and head to fucking Patreon right now. Save a bookmark because shit about to get real, really real, or really real and real fast. And it's just like that. Call to action. Subscribe to the show, all y'all new listeners, ear hustlers, might I say, people who just watch on Instagram right now. Just go ahead and head to IG and subscribe to the show. We can be found on IG at Clear the Air. That's ClearTheheir. YouTube at Clear the Air. Facebook at Clear the Air. Threads at Clear the Air. Patreon at Clear the Air. The only thing that's different is X/Twitter. We can be found at Twin2ition Pod, and that's TWIN2, the number 2, ITIONPOD, and it's just like that. Subscribe to the motherfucking show. You will not be disappointed. Also, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get straight to the business. Whenever I open that laptop up, it can only mean one thing. Music Spotlight. And this music spotlight this week, y'all, is will be coming from, which is, damn, it's 3 weeks in a row. What the fucking chime at? 3 weeks in a row. I'm chiming like a motherfucker today. 3 weeks in a row where we do we have had a music spotlight premiere. I said world premiere. And shout out once more before I go ahead and start with this music spotlight. Shout out and salute to my nigga 100 Grand Royce, man. That motherfucking Memoirs of a Quiet Don is motherfucking spinning. It's doing numbers, and it's a hell of a reception as well for us to spotlight him on Clear the Air, as well as being a music spotlight premiere. Shout out to 183rd as well. It's doing numbers, and also like I said, shout out to bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we had, have had full-fledged conversations, whether it's in text, or face to face or whatever. And dude, a solid motherfucking dude, man. So if y'all haven't already, go ahead and tap into 100 Grand Royce. Shit like that. I'm telling you, just like motherfucking that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the music spotlight this week, which is a premiere. I said a world premiere. And this music spotlight, y'all, shit been getting shuffled and getting shuffled and getting shuffled. And I was like, yo, no, this week got to be the week for bro, because bro been out here grinding. He been hitting the road. He been touring. And he like fam as well, because he part of the conglomerate of that is called the Gems. God damn it. Shout out to the Gems. Shout out to Umbrella. Shout out to the Big 19 clique, and shout out to all y'all, man. For real, yo. Shout out to Urban Gems, man. But most importantly, man, shout out to my brother, Mr. Wise the God, yo. And I got hella footage of this cat, and I've just been hella busy, man. But I'm gonna piece together some spectacular content that we can throw up as well on the Patreon, as well as the YouTubes and shit like that. And this particular track, when I heard it, I was like, yo, bro, on to something, yo. Like, bro really is on to something, and it fit and it matched the show, A1. It matched the show great. And this track, y'all, which is a single from Mr. Wise the God, featuring CRIMEAPPLE. This single is called Be Yourself, and we're gonna let that motherfucker go. Clear the motherfucking air. Music Spotlight premiere. I said world fucking premiere. Wise the God, Be Yourself, CRIMEAPPLE. Let's go.
Shit ain't what it used to be, my nigga.
Yo, be yourself, never fake the funk. Or catch the ruler that will set you straight when I pop the trunk. Have you feeling nervous all in your stomach, giving you bubble guts, burping up your lunch, get Molly Wop, you bummy fucks. I'm on the road to riches, I don't got time if it's not for business. I'm in a jacuzzi getting loosey with a bunch of bad bitches, cooking up at 16 while I watch them scissor. One look like Violet Myers, the other resembles Scissor. Sniffing on Billie Eilish in the winter to watch her figure, but I prefer her thicker. We Bonnie and Clyde with the trigger. If you feeling low, these hollow tips are guaranteed to uplift you. Guaranteed to send you in the clouds like a Bible scripture. You fuck nigga, you better mind your business, or you can find yourself tied to cement, sleeping with the fishes. Just dogged your bitch, she was delicious. My style said vicious.
She was finger licking.
Yeah, my style said vicious. You're witnessing greatness in its purest form. Take life for granted in a quick second, it could all be gone.
Son,
Lost my heart multiple times. It's therapeutic for me to turn my pain into rhymes. You're witnessing greatness in its purest form. Take life for granted in a quick second, it could all be gone. Lost my heart multiple times. It's therapeutic for me to turn my pain into rhymes.
You witness a legacy. On the mic, only the old me can mess with me. My thick eye in the recipe indicate specialty. Lost my heart multiple times, never lost the plugs, math. Saw my aunt cutting up slabs, watching Rugrats. Since the days of Nick at Night and Fisher Price. Whole family was pitching white, I saw me in a different light. Decade of not living right, now that crib like my living room. Fiends itching, needed the butter, who else could give it to them? Might just need to up the price, there's value in scarcity. You need to survive the crack epidemic to compare to me. Working like it's a pair of me, 25-hour days. For a courageous man to have a misstep, the coward praise. Y'all gaze, but I seen it from the jump, I wasn't tripping. Was really on some Boyos Mario shit, cutting up the chicken. Had nothing but a vision and a dollar in intuition. Now dudes mad at me for getting it, asking me how I did it.
You're witnessing greatness in its purest form. Take life for granted in a quick second, it could all be gone. Lost my heart multiple times. It's therapeutic for me to turn my pain into rhymes. You're witnessing greatness in its purest form. Take life for granted in a quick second, it could all be gone. Lost my heart multiple times. It's therapeutic for me to turn my pain into rhymes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Wise the God, man. Be yourself, y'all. And all I gotta ask is,
Can I please have more, sir?
yes, indeed. Shout out to the Umbrella Collective, goddammit. Shout out to Wise the God. Shout out to Urban Jam. Shout out to my nigga, my main man, Jada Jeweler. Shout out to all y'all, man. Shout out to Pro Dillinger as well, man. The fam, man. Shout out to y'all, man. With that being said, calling all artists. If you want to be featured on our show, Twin2ition presents Clear the Air. Just send us a DM for further details and let's clear the motherfucking air, y'all. With that being said, man, I want to shout out all the artists and producers, man, because I rarely get to do this, man. But let me take a deep breath. Shout out to Bernie Burns, Eco Ecclesi, Lunatic, Willie Skate, The Uncanny Sega, Charles Heron, Queen Dopamine, DDA Tink, Bless Picasso, Crew Love Entertainment, Scary Hour, G's, Miss China Streets, 183rd, Amir Driver, Nimlo, Pro Dillinger, Benny Watts, Noah O, Henny Mike, J Jackpot, 100 Grand Royce, and also Wise the God. And it was just like that, man. Shout out to all y'all. I appreciate y'all for showing me love and support. And like I said, we all about the relationship over here at Clear the Air. So with that also being said, let's go ahead and get to the motherfucking meat and potatoes of this show. Clear the Air. Twin2ition presents Clear the Air. But before we do that, stop what you're doing. I said stop. Hey you in the car driving. Hey you on YouTube. Stop what you're doing, man. Hit that subscribe button. Clear the Air. And it's just like that. Tell a friend to tell another friend that, hey, that dude Hoggie over there, he doing this thing, man. He in his own lane, and he building a table so we all can motherfucking eat. He putting us all on the fucking map. He's also, giving us big ups and props, man. All of us working in our gifts, man. That's all I ask you to do, man, is to work in your motherfucking gift, and it's just like that. So yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and, like I said, get to the meat and potatoes of the show of Twin2ition presents Clear the Air. And where we at here? Okay. Race check. Nichole on the boards. Why you scratching your neck for? Oh, I thought I had something on my chin. Maybe I did. I just touched something. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. So race check for all the new listeners, subscribers to the show, man. Race check is a game about Black identity. What I do, myself or whoever else is on the panel of guests or Nichole on the boards, if you feel like you got a Black related or culture related question, you ask the question to whoever's in the motherfucking room. And if they get it right, they get to keep their Black card. If they get it wrong, then they got to get that motherfucker up, and it's just like that. So like I said, y'all, this race check, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Twin2ition presents Clear the Air. Go ahead and head to Patreon and let's clear the motherfucking air. Hit that subscribe button at Twin2ition presents Clear the Air, and it's just like that. So you ready, Nichole, on the boards for this motherfucking race check, girl?
I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
All right, hey. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cue up the time to get the time on the clock there. All right, so this race check, Nichole, on the boards, we're gonna be TV related. Okay, so you ready? Mm-hmm. So I'm throwing you a goddamn category, so you can go ahead and go in your mind and be like, okay, this nigga talking about TV. All right, okay. We really
have seen it.
So we really on it. We really based off of Black Americana, right? And shout out to Mark Curry for hanging with Mr. Cooper. I was a young nigga when the shit came out. Now I'm an old head, you can kind of say, or old young nigga. And I've been actively watching this shit all week. But yeah, I appreciate, what I'm saying, the Black Americana TV show. We don't have those anymore. The rest of them, as of right now, kind of like real messy. And I don't really do that real messy shit. I like just, wholesome TV, yo. So, excuse me while I get a drink real quick. And I'll get back to you with this race check. So 1 second. All right, so yeah, you ready for race check, Nichole, on the boards?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so on September 22nd, 1989, what Black sitcom premiered on television that was a spinoff from the show Perfect Strangers?
What? Repeat the question.
On September 22nd, 1989, what Black sitcom premiered on television that was a spinoff from the show Perfect Strangers?
I have no idea, nigga. I was born 1988.
Okay. Okay. Oh, well, damn. Excuse me.
I don't know what Perfect Strangers is.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a quick little.
Do you think I've seen this?
Okay, so you probably, you've seen the show. Yes, you have seen that motherfucking show. Okay.
Can I Google what Perfect Strangers is?
No, you fucking cannot, because that's still it. Okay, so 2 parts to this question then, okay? Since you got that run wrong, it's unfortunate what a goddamn you got it wrong, but I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself, okay? Could you, or could you give me the name of the character from Perfect Strangers who ultimately was the catalyst behind the spinoff of the show? It was a female.
I don't know what Perfect Strangers. How you gonna give? I already said I don't even know what Perfect Strangers is.
It was a
How are you gonna give me a question?
Okay.
About who is the character from Perfect Strangers if I've never seen Perfect Strangers?
So I'm throwing you a alley-oop for those of y'all who know the answer, who did not use Google.
You can't throw me an alley-oop for something that I've never seen.
All right, so
I'm not gonna know a character.
I mean, could you throw a name out to a TV show? It's a female that was the main character of the TV show. Just throw a name of a TV show out there. I'm
trying to think.
You know it is a race check.
Was it Queen Latifah?
No. Oh no. Hey, good guess. Good guess. All right. So with that being said, y'all, for those of y'all who know the answer that's watching it live, go ahead and type it at the bottom of your screen. But the question was on September 22nd, 1989. The reason why I asked this question because September 22nd has recently passed and came and went. But on September 22nd, 1989, what black sitcom premiered on television that was a spinoff from the show Perfect Strangers? The second part to the question was, who was the character who ultimately played the catalyst behind the show? The character on the show's name was Miss Harriet motherfucking Winslow. And let me get the motherfucking applause. And Harriet Winslow was the main character who came from Perfect Strangers with two white guys who worked in the office who ultimately had a show called Family Matters, y'all. So go ahead and reach in that pocket because you've seen Family Matters. Then go ahead and give me that black card. And that's race check, y'all. One more.
I mean, yeah, I've seen Family Matters, but
what?
If I ain't see fucking Stranger Things or whatever.
Perfect
Strangers.
Okay.
I wouldn't have known.
I got you.
Because if I'm thinking a main character, honestly, a female main character, I'm not thinking Family Matters.
Right.
Because Family Matters, when I'm thinking main character, it'd be what's his name?
Jaleel White. Yeah, like and that's the crazy. So I'm glad you said that because I won't gonna say it because what happened was it was the same complex that they had was the lady who played Harriet was mad because the show fucking Family Matters was centered around her. When Jaleel White became part of the cast, people loved the show because of him. His character and shit, which made him ultimately the star of the motherfucking show. So I wanted to give you a little bit of history lesson on that as well. So I'm glad you said that. Those y'all out there who are watching, listening, learning, who subscribe to the show, man. I'm like, yo, what's up?
First of all, I'm thinking, damn, the only show that I could think of from back in the day that the main character was a female was the jank with Queen Latifah.
Oh, we talking about Living Single?
Yeah.
And y'all living single. I told y'all, living single to me is the Black Friends, and it's just like that. Goddamn. Single in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girl. Keep your head up. What? Keep your head up. Oh, my bad. I was going on a tangent. But yeah, I appreciate y'all playing Race Check, and it's just like that. With that also being said, the reason why this podcast started, Twin2ition presents Clear the Heir. The reason why this podcast started, y'all, the goal was in the black community. It's looked down upon to say that you may be suffering from a mental breakdown. That's more of a white people thing. But for me, I wanted to really get black men talking, but also to have a conversation in households, homes, on the street, wherever there is, but also to educate us as well. So that's the reason why the podcast started. Our goal is to bring the family back together, to bridge the gap between families, friends, because we feel like life gets in the way and it somehow skews or clouds our judgment. But most importantly is to bring inspiration and hope to the young and old, like I do in my clinic, man. I'm going to render that care to you, but I'm also going to be able to speak life into you as well in the dark world we call earth or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But like I said, the main thing is to have a conversation, y'all. The ability to self-assess and just have those conversations, get the shit off your chest, man. Be able to show your feelings and the like. Like I always tell everybody, man, don't let today be the reason tomorrow never happens. Talk to somebody. Just find somebody you confide in. Or if it's not, man, seek therapy. I know for us as a black community, as a black collective, therapy was looked down upon for a long time. We were not able to show feelings or tell somebody they may have hurt them or, kind of help right that wrong by having a conversation. So, like I said, that's the reason why the podcast started. Clear the motherfucking air, and it's just like that. Clear the air, y'all. So, with that being said...
Go ahead.
That's what you want?
Mm-hmm. Race check.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Shout out to Nichole and the boys trying to get me with a race check. Okay. I'm ready because I'm going to get it right.
It's going to be a 2-part question. Ready?
Okay. Let me put the time on the clock.
How many
slave
ships were there?
You got the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. 3.
Hit that wrong button.
Oh.
There was over 12,000 slave ships.
But the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Can you name one?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, the Amistad. That's got to be on there, right?
Let me check.
Give us.
I don't think the Nina, the Pinta.
You a lie.
Was not slave ships.
You sure about that?
They in alphabetical order. Hold on.
Oh, so while she's scrolling, she's gonna ask me a question. Then you're gonna try to go find it. She know it's right. Y'all know it's right. Chime in. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the.
So where did you learn that the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria?
From his story book, his story class, his story.
What Black history class you took that told you that was?
And we ain't get no fucking Black history class, unfortunately.
That shit ain't fucking taught to us. That was the point of this question.
Okay.
So the Nina was not one.
The Pinta, the Santa Maria, boats and hoes. Not it.
No Pinta.
Okay. Amistad heavy on that. You skipped A's because they had a whole movie about the Amistad. Give us free. So
no Santa Maria.
And the Amistad got to be on there. Can I get an Amistad for 200, Alex? Amistad for 200. What is the Amistad as she is scrolling?
The what?
Amistad. Amistad. Amistad.
It's La Amistad.
There, hey, I told you, goddammit. Shout out to motherfucking me. So I did get it. Look. And that's race check, ladies and gentlemen.
The point in this race check was the fact that
they don't teach you.
There was the fact that there's over 12,000 slave ships, but 99% of your Black community have never even been taught or don't know the history and can't even name one.
That's crazy.
But we learned about Christopher Columbus boat, Santa Maria,
she sailed the ocean blue.
Nina, or whatever the other boat you said.
They left the middle part out. But go ahead though.
But it's sad.
Oh yeah, of course.
The fleet of ships that brought African Americans to United States to be slaves.
But they weren't African Americans yet. They were.
Or well, Africans to
African natives.
The United States to be into slavery, and we don't even know what boats they came over here on. Not to mention the amount of people died just from point A to point B.
For sure. For those y'all here who watch the podcast, who follow the podcast, man, know your history. I asked a young lady that I used to work with, South Sudanese lady from African continental. And I was like, the actual name of Africa, the original name of Africa? Because Africa is not the name. It was the name the colonizers gave that country. But it's actually called Akabalan. So do your homework. Akabalan. And it's just like that, man. Like I said, we're here to clear the air. And I appreciate this great content, great conversation that we're having as well. But anything you wanted to add to that subject matter, Nichole and boys, before we get to the business of the show?
No, I don't get to start naming ships.
All right, we ain't about to have you name 12,000 ships now. All right, now I'm quite sure if you go ahead and just
they got some
just start naming
racist ass nickname.
Hey, I'm just saying, you
too.
start naming last names. I'm quite
Bud.
sure. Yeah, I'm quite sure you name some last names, you're gonna get a lot of ship names out of that too. It's just like that. Yeah. So moving on to the meat and potatoes of the show, and it's kind of gonna be part. I guess you can call it part of music and entertainment. But this show is kind of catered around the subject matter of the motion picture called Him, featuring Marlon Wayans. And this was a pretty good, for me, it was very good. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes or whoever the critics are. It's their job is to critique shit. I had a nigga used to sit on this couch next to me who used to critique shit just for the sake of just saying he ain't like it. And so we appreciate the critics as well, for those of us out there actively working in our gifts. Being able to criticize something ain't fucking actively fucking working in your gift. It's just being a motherfucker who got an opinion just because they want to skew people the wrong way. Go out there and seek to find your own understanding, ladies and gentlemen. That's what everything you do out here in this world. But back to the movie Him. For me, we saw Him when it premiered on a fucking Thursday, because we got it like that, and we sat in the theater. What's with a cousin, his wife. Shout out to the fam for real. And for me, I wanted to kind of break down the social aspect and the premise of the movie itself. So, as of all movies that Jordan Peele helped direct, I think it's called Monkey Paw Productions. It's always broke down into chapters, right? And for this particular movie, not to get into detail, so this is a spoiler-free kind of synopsis of the movie as well. But to get into the detail of the protagonist being Mr. Tyreek Withers' character, which is, I think his name was Cameron Cade. He was the athlete who was at a young age was groomed into becoming quote unquote him, which for those of y'all who don't know, but this is a culture related podcast, but if you ain't cultured and you came here, welcome. But him is also a slang for that dude, the man, the best, the GOAT, so on and so forth. So being him is, you that. But yeah. So what I said, Cameron Cade, the character, his dad was a avid football fan, and he followed a particular team, kind of like me. And I wanted to kind of, just stop and, have a discussion about that. Like his pops followed a particular team. Me, I followed the Green Bay Packers, but he started to slowly groom his kid into, watching the game of football and liking the game of football to kind of find some kind of, camaraderie with his kid. And he had a favorite player, how we all do. Unfortunately, we're brainwashed when it comes to the NFL. For a lot of us, I can't speak for everybody, but for a lot of us who watch football, it's our, this century's gladiator fucking sport, to say the least. And his dad, had his son groomed to watch the game, set his ass down, watch the game, learn about the game, kind of like how I did my kids. But my son really, that nigga ain't him. He ain't want to watch no goddamn football. Yeah, but with that being said, I wanted to kind of break it down and kind of say, the expectation of others versus your purpose on who you want to be. Marlon Wayans' character being Isaiah White was the star quarterback for the team that they played for. And not to get in detail, but he went through turmoil and had to make a decision where he ultimately became the GOAT. He became him. And as Cameron Cade's character was watching, the football game, which happened to be a championship, he was saying to himself through his dad that I'm him. You know what I'm saying? And his dad put on the shoulder pads and shit and was like, tell him I'm him. Tell him you him. You know what I'm saying? And, needless to say, he started to slowly get his son, the dad, Cameron Cade's dad, the Kool-Aid to drink. You know what I'm saying? To let him know, hey, when I say the Kool-Aid, that means, the kind of like more or less brainwashing him, you know what I'm saying? Or kind of, chiseling him to make him, his son, Cameron Cade, become or think that he is him. So, to move on, throughout the whole aspect, Mr. Cade, he started to do practice with his dad and run plays and run drills and do it over. And I can only imagine the conversations or the training, how they went, because his dad had terrific aspects from him. And I remember seeing his dad was a service member in the movie. He was I believe the Marine Corps. So you already, a hard ass, shout out to our men and servicemen and women as well for fighting for our freedom. Salute to y'all as well. But his dad, he had a goal set out for his son. He was like, yo, I don't want you to be who I am. I want you to be not necessarily who I want you to be, but if you could be anything, I want you to become him. I want you to be the best, football player, quarterback that this world ever seen, and so on and so forth. And so I say that his next step was he went to college and he was labeled him. He was the next Isaiah White. The next Isaiah White, the next best star in the upcoming draft. And from that point, he started to slowly become, like, all right, I'm now feeling the pressure type shit. Not only the pressure from what's up.
Time out. Did you put a spoiler alert disclaimer out before we started going forward?
I mean, but it's obviously the nigga say he was a kid that's watching ball and then he goddamn was becoming a fucking...
I'm just saying, like, for those have not seen the movie. Spoiler alert.
I mean, well, if you don't know the game of football and you live in America, I mean, shame on you.
I'm talking about the movie in general.
I'm just talking about football at this point. Like, you still gotta, it's still levels. You do Pee-wee, then you do high school, JV, then high school. Then from high school comes college. And then from college comes professional. Yeah. And then after that, you retire. So I was saying he was in college and then was saying that he was him to be the next type guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm going to pause there. He had to go through a setback for resilience. You know how we all goal-oriented. If you out here in this world and you are goal-oriented, you got something that you want to conquer, you got something that you want to prove, you're going to reach a motherfucking setback, no matter what the fuck you're doing. It could be the same as me doing this podcast every week. It's always going to be something in the fucking way that's a test to see if you can still have that same fucking feeling you had in the inception of your dream or your goal to fucking continue to do it when the going get motherfucking tough. So for this young man, he had a motherfucking resilience part where he had a setback. But for us, this is when you start to come of age because reality sets in. You know what your goal was, but then also the type of work it comes into getting that goal set. But then on the outside looking in, mind you, the only motherfucker that's doing work. Everybody else is your biggest fucking cheerleaders and shit like that. Now granted, you probably got your mom or whoever that may say, hey, they sacrifice for you or whatever the case may be, but that's a given. I mean, giving birth is a sacrifice, but if you look at the grand scheme of shit, taking care of them is the biggest sacrifice. Giving birth is just part of it. You know what I'm saying? But what I was saying is, as far as him, I can understand where he was coming from as far as the expectation versus reality. I'm a nigga that got to go out here and make shit happen. Y'all just happen to be here for the fucking ride type shit. So you can only imagine how he felt as far as people saying, hey, you got to do this way. You got to do this way. Like, all right, let me do me. Y'all do you and let me do me. You know what I'm saying? So expectation versus reality was where I got out of that particular chapter of the motion picture. So people wanting or pushing for you to succeed off of just general strength, but they really are, like I said, just fucking cheerleaders. So ultimately, he had to climb out of his hole. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to kind of pause there to kind of talk about the mental process, the mental preparation. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're going through that shit, it's the hardest part to go through. And I can equate it to, my little small stint in football career, but I can also equate it to my stint in the fire service. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the outside looking in is like, yo, this nigga the shit. I can't believe he did it, but he a firefighter. And then for me, I know what it take to fucking become a fucking firefighter, to become him. And like I said, the mental process is you got to start to believe in you more than the motherfuckers that believe in you. If they got 1,000% faith in you, you got to have 1,000,000% faith in you, in your ability, your fortitude, your wherewithal. You know what I'm saying? Like your discipline. You got to be able to be disciplined to the point where you got to train your brain to train the rest of your fucking body to move the way you want it to fucking move. But like I said, unfortunately had a setback, but like for all of us who, work towards our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, when we get that setback, it's back to the drawing board and we don't know when the next fucking opportunity is going to come. So he had to really, take a moment to step back and look at the grand scheme of things and kind of accept shit for what it was, or to be like, look, do I keep going? You know what I'm saying? He can, resonate with his pops and be like, you know what, let me keep going. My dad told me I was him. Let me keep doing my motherfucking thing. But like I said, with that being said, he started to have doubts, you know what I'm saying? Uncertainty, which we all, in our mind's eye, we have uncertainty. Like, do I still got it? You know what I'm saying? Can I still do it? So on and so forth. But then when you get to that opportunity and you finally realize that you are given an opportunity that you may not, have had, that's when the real work behind the road to redemption really begins. You know what I'm saying? So then there's a new heightened level of expectation. Okay, I've got, to this point, but now I got to prove to myself at this point that I'm still could be able to, do my thing. Not only to mention, those motherfucking chilies behind you are like, keep doing your thing, but they don't know the fucking real work that you are having to put in, the real sacrifice you're going to have to put in to getting to where you are. And for me, and I've had these conversations with myself where I told myself, don't mess this up. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he was telling himself the same way. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I graduated from the Henrico Fire Academy and my family, I was shocked. I came into a dark, little ass 2-bedroom townhouse apartment, and everybody that knew and loved me, who supported me, who cheered me on, were all jammed in this motherfucking kitchen. And for me, it was a telltale sign of, the support that I had, the group that I had, the people who loved me. But for me, deep down inside, it was, I got to prove to these motherfuckers that I'm motherfucking him. But in the same token, that became a burden for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be real with y'all. It became a burden for me because I was like, damn, I can't let everybody down. You know what I'm saying? Because I never make shit about me, but they made it about me without me knowing. You know what I mean? And I can only imagine, how Tyreek's character felt. So when it came to that point, he had that uncertainty and he had to, be able to, muster up the courage to be like, all right, let me do what's best for me. And as I'm speaking of this, the best thing I can get is a Joe Budden line. And he said, if you put me on a high pedestal, you better be prepared for a long fall. Because if you're already fucking high and you've reached the ceiling to yourself, you know what I'm saying, then you gonna always be teetering and looking down on the people who's cheering you on from below. And you don't have nothing else to look up to because to them, you made it. Mm-hmm. But for you, it's like, where do I go from here? And I vowed to myself that this year, as my one-word resolution was going to be faith, because getting on that high pedestal for me was fear, because fear of falling if I'm always looking down. When you're riding a motorcycle, they tell you to look where you're going because your bike is going to go where you're going. And that's kind of where I was. I was so stuck on proving right to these people and proving my kids to being this hero. I couldn't look to the direction I was going, if that made sense. And I'm kind of sure he felt that way as well. But just to kind of, move on with the with this conversation, like I said, you can feel free to chime in. I know I'm still trying to break it down, but this is what I got as far as my perception of it. And I was locked into this motherfucking movie. I don't know how I am. When they come out on streaming, I'm going to be buying it. If I won't do it this weekend, I was going to be seeing that bitch again this weekend because it was a great movie. I just like the mental breakdown of the movie to me, because I dissect shit apart. You can rarely get me sitting still, but I'm sitting still long enough. It's something that I wanted to see, and this is something I really wanted to see. But so like I was saying, Marlon Wayne's character happened to be, the GOAT, and kind of put this guy under his wing, so to speak, not to spoil anything. But one of the biggest things was his, audition, and he met, everybody and started to get into his purpose. And y'all saw this in the fucking trailers. If you have not, go to YouTube. It's in the trailer. But so I ain't spoiling nothing. But Marlon Wayne said something that resonated in with me. And this is a testament to this dude's acting ability. I saw an interview about Marlon Wayne. You sound just
like your cousin when you said that.
What?
You sound just like Brenda Burns when you said that.
What did they do?
When you said, check the YouTube.
Oh yeah, check the fucking YouTube. Oh yeah, but so I watched this interview.
That's why I started laughing. I was like, damn, you sound just like your cousin.
Oh, shout out to Bernie Burns, man. But I appreciate y'all just still rocking as well. Hit that subscribe button as I bring up the monotony. But yeah, so I was watching this interview that Marlon Wayne had on ESPN, and Stephen A. Smith had asked him about the movie because he was promoting the movie. And yeah, I was watching that shit on company time. But Stephen A. Smith asked him a question. He was like, people know you and love you from your stand-ups, You know what I'm saying, brother? They love you from, you know, scary movies, you know, the spoofs and the satire, the comedy, the funny shit. You know, how are people going to take Marlon Wayans serious? And I thought about the great job he did on Bel Air, being Will Smith's dad. If you haven't seen that, fuck you. Go see it. It's getting spoiled. Yeah. And I was like, yo, the dude can act. Like, for all comedians, and I wouldn't say I'm a comedian, but I like to, you know, for us, we grew up as a culture to laugh the pain away. If you didn't joke, then your ass was crying. You know what I'm saying? And you had to laugh to stop from crying. And Marlon Wayans would say, he said, man, I was going through a difficult time in my life when we started to film for this movie. He had just lost his dad, and he was in a dark place, you know, mentally. And for us, we don't have these avenues to be able to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? For him to be a true artist of his form, you know, a true actor, you know what I'm saying? He was able to channel those emotions and put it into the emotion of his character. So back to the movie, him. Marlon Wayans said a line in the movie, and the way he delivered the jump fucked me up. Because he pulled that boy up and looked in his goddamn face mask with a bare face and was like, what are you willing to sacrifice? And I was like, to some people, that's just words, but it was really what he was saying. What are you willing to sacrifice? You know what I'm saying? And I remember getting up 3 o'clock in the morning when I was going on the road to redemption, get back to the fire department. I would get up 3 o'clock in the morning. I would say my prayer, and then I would get up and work out. And I would tell myself, I will beat my ass before the world gets a chance to. What am I willing to sacrifice? A little bit of sleep. From feeling comfortable, because there's somebody out there somewhere wants my spot. And I know how hard it was for me to get to this spot. I know how many no's I received before I was able to get to this fucking spot. So when he said, what are you willing to sacrifice? And that boy looked at him and was like, everything. And I was like, he right. Everything. And for me, I remember saying to myself, I was like, I'll sacrifice it all. But then I'll turn it off once I got finished sacrificing. And I told you, I vowed to you, I said, hey, man, I got this job with the fire department. I want to let you know some real shit. If I start to change, let me know. Because I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be all the way gone because that's something I got to prove, because I got it taken away from me before, and it is never going to get taken away from me again. I am who I am. I tell a lot of folks, the guy that's on my door, like I said earlier in the podcast, I had to die to that motherfucker to become the Hoggie that's sitting before y'all. So when he said everything, I was like, everything. You know what I'm saying? I remember just a little content I would get. This is back when, shout out to my man CT Fletcher, was working out, and that motherfucker would tell you everything. And like, the shit that I was consuming was, in a way, brainwashing me to be able to sacrifice a whole lot of shit in life. If you got a nigga that you follow who you can hear the goddamn what you call them things in the heart, the
valves.
Not the valves, it's but it's another word for the thing when your heart just ticking because it's a machine that's making your heart beat.
The pacemaker?
Pacemaker, yeah. When he was doing a seminar to a bunch of people, and he was talking to them, and he had the mic like you know, the shirt or whatever. And as he talking to these people, I mean, big ass cock diesel T.D. Fletcher, after he had a heart attack, and he told motherfucker he would be the strongest motherfucker in the world. And he was talking to him, you can hear that pacemaker just tick, 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 tick. And I was like, that nigga sacrificed a lot. You know what I'm saying? So if he willing to do what he doing now to prove to people that if you sacrifice it all, you can get it all. I was like, shit, I'm ready to sacrifice it all. So when Marlon Wayans said, what are you willing to sacrifice? That boy said everything. I was like, nigga, I know it because I was there. You know what I mean? I'm dialed in, motherfucker. So when he said that shit, it like I said, really resonated with me, man. But to get back to the reality of, you know what I'm saying, the movie, he had to know that he was in their world. Tyreek Withers' character, Cameron K, had to know that he was in their world. And he had to catch up with the program real fucking quick. Not to get no details, but shit was different. He was like, yo, y'all look, I'm here. Like, y'all fucking it up for me. I just told this motherfucker who's labeled the GOAT, I'm willing to sacrifice it all, and y'all fucking me over. You know what I'm saying? So the reality set in, and it was now or never for him. And for me to talk about the opportunities, you know, they don't come often, y'all. Like, you got to be willing and you got to be ready for the opportunity when opportunity presents itself. for a whole 3 years. Nichole and the boys can attest to this shit, y'all. I was out here running fucking 5Ks. I was doing homework on the fire department. Yo, you got to run a mile and a half to pass. Nigga, I'm running 5Ks. I'm going to do double. So when it come to time, how many steps you got to do? Oh, you got to do 60 in a minute. I'm going to try to do 120. Push-ups, okay. Pull-ups, oh, I'm doubling that. I'm going to be out here beating my ass before the world get a chance to. So when the world see me, they're going to be like, this nigga here, oh, he can't be stopped. So I remember getting a job for the fire department to kind of segue in front of the movie, but to actually tell y'all, like, this is math, we're showing our work. So I remember getting the job for the fire department, and they do like everything else. They say, hey, we're going to, Mr. Bruton, we're going to put you on a treadmill. We're going to put these electrodes on your body, and we're going to check your heart rate. We're going to turn up the speed on the, what the fuck you call it? The treadmill. And you just run and breathe. I'm like, all right, shit. Y'all niggas don't know about me. That's what I'm saying to myself. So I'm running. And then before I know it, like, can we turn it up? No, they was like, we're turning it up. I'm like, okay, turn that bitch up, because y'all ain't at where my pace is anyway. Or like, y'all hurting my knees because I'm running too slow. So they turned it up. And they was like, oh, this guy. Somebody else came in the room. And they like, damn, you're doing a good job. Good job. You all right, Mr. Bruton? Yeah, you can turn it up if you want to. So then I'm looking at the treadmill, looking at the miles, right? So we had already passed a mile and a half. And for me, when I was out in the world whipping my ass 3 o'clock in the morning, running around like a crazy fucking man, shout out to David Goggins, because he was another one who helped me train my brain. Shout out to David Goggins. I'm out here running, and I get to a mile and a half in the middle of the fucking place where they checking me over and shit. And all of a sudden I'm going, let's go. At this point in time, when I first started running, I would cramp up at a mile. When I started to fit, like I never knew that you can run through a cramp. Because at one point I always stop. Well, anyway, as I'm running, I get to that mile and a half. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. They like, fuck wrong with this nigga. And I'm in that bitch just running. And I was like, can we turn it up? And I was like, turn it up. And they turn that bitch up some more. I'm still running. And they like, yo, another nigga come in the room. Like, yo, this motherfucker, fuck wrong with him? I'm still running. And they was like, you're doing a great job, Mr. Brew. Like, you are, oh my God, you're like a machine. Like, and I was like, let's go. And they turned it up. They kept turning it up to the point where they was like, hey, we seen enough. Like, man, we don't even know what I had LeBron's on when I was running this shit. They was like, we don't even know what the fuck this motherfucker on. But whatever it is, we're going to take him. We should have picked him first. Because mind y'all, when the opportunity shows itself, I felt some type of way because they had 2 different stages of pools of people that was going to pick up applicants. And I happened to go through the first part of the interviews with the first group and didn't get a call back. So when the lady called me on the phone, when I was at work, shout out to Medline. When I was at work.
They called me.
Yeah, they called you, yep. And the lady was like, trying to get in contact with Mr. Brew and let him know that we're looking to, get him on fire department, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, now y'all call me? So I had something to prove, right? With that whole ordeal. So when the opportunity came, I was like, yo, I was ready when the moment come, because you got to be ready in a moment of opportunity. Because when the opportunity presents itself, it ain't no time to get ready. You stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That's how the fire department goes as well. We stay on code yellow because when the shit get thick, I've been on calls and I've been in calls at my job, my current job, that's emergency situation. They like, nigga, you cool as a bitch. You're like, shit going up crazy. And you this motherfucker like, I need this. I need that. I need this. Hey, it's okay. And they're like, yo, you that nigga. So not to put a feather in my hat, yo, you got to be ready for the fucking opportunity. And when the moment arises, just like that. And that's when he was in his show and prove stage. So for him, you know what I'm saying, you only get really one shot at life. And for him, it was the second shot. So when he got to the part, him being tested, you had to, really start with the question in the room. And, when something's taking place, you might not agree with it, but he got tested. And for him, he ultimately, not to spoil the movie, he ultimately had to make a decision. And it's just like that, y'all. So that was my quick or long synopsis of the him movie, so to speak. But I wanted to kind of, let y'all know, like, the transition phase of this show, man. I want to have a lot more conversations like this, man. If y'all haven't already, this is not a plug, but for me it is, and I'd like to support us as best way I can. But go check out the him movie, man, and it's just like that. And a funny metaphor I can say is that also brought me to Luka Doncic over the past NBA season. They were saying Luka Doncic not being in basketball shape to play on his national team, his Siberian national, whatever team he's from, whatever his Lithuanian, whatever. And not to disrespect his background or whatever, but they were saying he wasn't in basketball shape. And I'm like, to play basketball? The nigga is actively playing basketball now. And if you think about it, in order to get in basketball shape, you can't play basketball. You got to lift weights. Kind of like football. You got to be in football shape, to be in firefighter shape. Yeah, you can pull hose, but you don't pull hose and don't get you in football, in fire department shape. You shooting basketball don't get you in basketball shape. You running the 40 in football don't get you in football shape. The lifting the weights, you know what I'm saying, the eating
shooting
right.
Basketball should just get
you
your accuracy.
Right. So you got to appreciate the process. For those of you out there that's watching, listen, learn, appreciate the process. But you got to know what preparation look like in order to get to the motherfucking spot. And it's just like that. So yeah, give me a round of fucking applause. But that also being said, y'all, with this show, and I feel like the whole take I did on the him movie, because I wanted to kind of break that down and give y'all, just a peek into what it takes to really become your best. You got to be willing to fucking sacrifice. It's the reason why this podcast is always aired the same fucking time. It's the reason why a lot of other things I do methodically are always the same, right? I put in the same different part of effort. It's always start with the plan first, and you got to be the center of that plan. If you don't have a good team with you, if you don't have people who are like-minded, fine, or get into a room with people who are like-minded and be able to willing to sacrifice it all to get, for the greater good, but for the greater good of your goals as well. But this part of the show is called Motivational Minute. Where my chime at? You want to add anything before we, okay. Like, hell no, they're going to add shit. I'm sorry for going on a tangent, but I just felt like that had to be. You should have saw me writing this podcast earlier this week, and I was like, yo, I mean, once I got out the movie, I was like, I'm fucking doing that fingers. But yeah, Motivational Minute. If that was a little too complex for those y'all there watching, listening, learning, I wanted to make this Motivational Minute about taste versus nutrition, or for a better word, donut versus broccoli. If you had to pick, if you were somewhere and you had to pick between a Krispy Kreme donut or a head of broccoli or a stalk of broccoli, which one you picking? More than likely, it's probably gonna be goddamn a Krispy Kreme fucking donut, right? And for me,
I mean, if you said fruit or donut, it'd be different for me.
Yeah, but but the reason why I said it is because I wanted to kind of, segue, so to speak. God, the creator of the whole universe, he's got the power to create universe, and he made broccoli. Mm-hmm. He ain't make donuts. He made this help man to make the ingredients to make donuts, right? And donuts taste real good. And I said that everything that, tastes good, look good, feel good, ain't good for you. Right. Yeah, hell yeah. And I'll admit it, what I'm saying? Between the two, I eat a goddamn Krispy Kreme donut. But if God, the creator of the whole universe, if he made broccoli, then why he can't make broccoli taste like Krispy Kreme instead of making broccoli taste like broccoli, if you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because God knew that you needed to have that taste, because you had to be willing to say, look, I know what broccoli do for me. I know what Krispy Kreme do for me too. Mm-hmm. Broccoli's going to help me, get into a better shape. For us, if you eat too many goddamn donuts, it's going to be detrimental on your overall health. And knowing that, you got to make a fucking decision, right? Some in life, the decisions we make or the sacrifices we don't make or we do make, that's how life rewards us. So for those of y'all who much rather have a Krispy Kreme donut and not have broccoli, it's the same as sleeping in versus getting up and getting after it. It's the same as you want a blissful marriage or a relationship that you're just not willing to have those tough conversations. It's the same as, you want the success in life, but you're not willing to give out all effort. And that brings me back, like I said, to the him movie. What are you willing to sacrifice? You gonna sacrifice some donuts, or you gonna eat that motherfucking broccoli? So for me, I just want you to, get with the program. With this show, Clear the Air, is going to show you that success does not happen overnight. For those of y'all who've been rocking with me since day fucking one, y'all know this podcast has grown. It wasn't even a podcast. It wasn't even fucking supposed to be a podcast. It just happened to be what it is, man. It's just like that. But y'all have seen the sacrifice. Y'all have seen the level of growth. And y'all have seen me, so to speak, step into these different rooms and avenues in life and in my career in general, man. So I appreciate y'all.
That's like bringing it back to like the donut and the broccoli thing.
Right.
And how you were saying that God created vegetables and stuff for us or whatever, not fucking donuts or whatever. But like I seen something on social media where it was saying that a lot of the fruits and vegetables and stuff that are out there are what they resemble in your body is what it's good for.
Oh yeah.
So like for instance, like a tomato kind of resembles the heart.
Right.
So tomatoes are good for your heart.
Okay.
And like sweet potatoes resembles the pancreas. It's good for your pancreas.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And it's like a bunch of different things, like kidney beans, kidneys.
Okay.
Avocados, the uterus.
Oh wow. What if you ain't got no uterus though?
Mushrooms, your ears. Grapes was, I want to say
your lungs.
Lungs. Okay. Yeah. But it's a whole like list of things that they went over, and like I think it was the liver, or what was ginger?
Probably ears too, or heart, not heart,
the stomach.
digestive, yeah, stomach, yeah. Hell yeah, shout out to Nichole on board. Hell yeah. What about the cootie cat? Was that roast beef?
Yes, because I did show you.
Yeah, roast beef. God damn it.
So the video I showed him, and I was like, man, they did us dirty. And he was like, wait, what are you talking about, right? So I played it, and it was like ginger, and it said the stomach, the grapes, the lungs, tomato, the heart. And it was like going through different things. And then the last one, it shows a woman, right, standing there, and over her crotch area, it had an Arby's roast beef sandwich.
Arby's, we have the meat.
And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. How you gonna put roast beef on there?
Wait a minute.
Damn.
Who are you?
Yeah, just like that. Shit, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so before we bounce, because
the little noisemakers here, y'all. In her PJs, look at her. Noisemaker, say hi.
Hi.
All right, yeah, get out of here. Yeah, shout out to Day as well. Shout out to Day. Yeah, shout out to Day as well. I'm proud of her. She made the conscious decision to do Girls on the Run. So shout out to her for that shit, man. She get to run a mile again for the second time. Like I said, it's bigger than running. It's confidence building, having those relationships, peer interactions as well, and also maturing into a young lady as well, while also doing so. So yeah, shout out to her and all the little ladies, man, for Girls on the Run. They better be running this year, not walking, and it's just like that. Is camera on me or still on you, yo?
On you.
On me. With that being said, yo, my quick little hot take before I go. I say we're gonna do the shift, and this probably be the way the show really starts to go. I like conversations like this. This is the reason why the podcast really started, like I said before. But to get to a little nerd talk real quick, which has really been peeving me off. The Microsoft just revealed the price for the ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X. These are the handheld Xbox consoles, so to speak. The ROG Ally, the little dumbed down version, that bitch, well, it's supposed to be like a Windows computer in your hand, like kind of like a Steam Deck. And I like games, but I just don't like portable games unless it's convenient for me to be on the road and play the game real quick. But I like looking at the screen. I don't like my neck being down. Because I am getting old. I got all the switches PlayStation Portal, all that shit. I love to play games and natively on the TV, but I love Xbox. I'm just Xbox aficionado. But back to Xbox and these games, I don't know who y'all blame. Y'all blaming tariffs. First it was COVID, now it's the tariffs. And games are getting too fucking expensive to become a avid game player, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You're gonna make motherfuckers have to choose between Xbox or PlayStation.
Right, and they could be the console wars again.
For instance, we got both.
Yeah.
Or technically all three.
Right.
So you're gonna make them with the prices. You can be like, damn, Xbox $1,000, PlayStation $1,000, fucking Nintendo Switch $800.
Yeah, the fuck.
Damn. I mean,
I like all the games.
I like all of them. Certain games come out for certain consoles and shit, but I gotta sacrifice because I can't afford to buy every system.
Right. And all the peripherals that come with it. And for me, I'm like, yo, not only that, like,
who the fuck are you catering to?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because you cannot be making these systems
for the everyday working American.
Everyday working person. What are you catering to for these systems to just be in football players' houses, basketball players' houses?
Yeah, on the goddamn shelf.
People that are fucking making $200,000-$300,000 a year. Your average American is making not fucking six figures.
The average American probably making roughly in a good household maybe $48,000. The average person.
The average person.
Yeah, about $48,000.
48 to 60.
Yeah, 48 to 60. Yeah. But yeah, not to mention rent and all that shit high. All that shit that went up. But yeah, back to the fucking price point. The ROG Ally, the dumb down jump $600, $599, and the ROG Ally X is goddamn $899. No, the $1,000, $999.99. Not to mention that the Xbox went up again on the Xbox Series X. For me being an early adopter, I got a discount, but that shit went up. But I will tell y'all this: God is my witness. As I'm trying to beat Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Yote is coming out soon. But y'all better clear y'all date for March 26th. No, I think they pushed it back October something now. So it's another year until GTA 6 come out. When that bitch drop, the world gonna stop. I'm taking that day off. I'm letting y'all know. I might take another 2 days off, but I'm jumping on that jump too. And it's just like that. With that being said, y'all, I wanted to go ahead and intro the podcast. Excuse me, as I try not to burp. To let y'all know that the real flex in life, y'all, is how many lives you can positively impact. Where my chimes at? Always pray to have the eyes to see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. Change your thoughts, you'll change your world. Don't give advice, live it. People get your message by watching you. And in the words of Lunatic, you'll never lead a flock of men to the promised land. How you gonna hold the crown? We here to clear the motherfucking air, y'all. Newborn King 2 is on the motherfucking way. Remember this thing, y'all. We got one life to live. We got one life to die. Once we realize that, our only limit is the sky. Shout out again, special shout out. Shout out to Dinwiddie, class of 05. That's Dinwiddie, Virginia, for those y'all. It's on the map, goddammit. Shout out to the class of 05 as well, but also shout out to the ones who are gone but not forgotten, man. So I want to shout out in loving memory of Rachel Brown. Give me a round of applause. Jennifer Claude, Keon Clanton, Brandon Clary, Eli Cranston, also Ryan Edwards, Catherine Lippert, Miss Rebecca Lundy as well. Shout out to Fred Neville as well. Shout out to Jimmy Redmond. Shout out to Megan Walker as well. And I also give a special shout out to our guy, man. I love this dude. Special shout out to Devon Pulley. as well. Gone but not forgotten, man. We miss y'all. We definitely celebrated with y'all yesterday as well, man. I wanted to give a special shout out, like I said, the Dinwiddie class of 2005 as well, man.
Just out of curiosity.
Yes, ma'am.
Just because you didn't name this person, I kind of thought they was like your class. But, you know, he didn't. I want to say he passed before y'all graduated.
Who that?
Rusty Mack. Was he in your class?
Oh, he won't. He was young.
Okay.
He was like 07 or something. But shout out to Rusty Mack as well. But yeah, like I said, we got one life to live, y'all. Make every moment count. That's the main message I wanted to get out. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you got to go? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that. Also, a special shout out to Chesterfield, Virginia's own, by way of Thomas Dale, to Auburn University alumni, to NFL running back for the Cincinnati Bengals and Detroit Lions, and also akin to a friend of the show, Mr. Marcus Wallace. Shout out to my guy, NFL legend, Mr. Rudy Johnson as well, man. Gone but not forgotten. Shout out. A legend, to be real, Virginia legend that we looked up to as well, because especially when you can see a guy who's tied to you that we know. And it's like, oh, shit. We can live vicariously through our guy that's actually, you know, watching his guy do his thing, man. So shout out as well, man. So like whatever you guys are going through, man, just, you know, have a conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't let today, you know, be the reason why you don't have a fucking tomorrow. So yeah, with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all with the love and support. Go ahead and hit that goddamn Patreon, man. If you ain't doing nothing else, hit that motherfucking Patreon up, y'all. It's got a lot of content on there. The reason why I said that, because I pay real money for that shit. But yeah, we're not here to entertain. We're here to clear the motherfucking air, most importantly, man. So I appreciate y'all. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend that, yeah, they do Hoggie. He out there and he's doing his thing, man. Him and Nichole on the boards, man. They're doing something a little different. They're creating their own lane for themselves as well. So yeah, shout out to y'all again once more. Anything you want to add? Any special shout outs you want to add before we bounce?
Shout out to you.
Hey, well, damn, girl. I mean, I'm all ready.
Because you always claim, nah, I look old. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers that was at that Dinwiddie homecoming that graduated with you. That you look damn good. And they look like, damn, that motherfucker look old as a bitch.
That is true. I ain't gonna lie. I won't put no
ain't got put no names out there, but
no, I won't. I said no damn. I won't put nothing out there. Like I know. I don't know. I work out every day.
You still look good.
Appreciate that. I ain't know I did look good, but thank you. I did wear nice clothes all the time. You know. They said the clothes make the man. That demand the clothes.
I see you in your PJs.
Oh yeah.
I see you in your birthday suit.
Oh wow! Wait! Whoa! All right, now wait a minute. Who are you? Damn, you do start fast. What that goddamn button there? Well, I gotta find that, John. I can't even find it. Fuck it. It is what it is, y'all. So like I said before, y'all, appreciate y'all rocking with the podcast as well. Shout out to Big Cuz Bernie Burns as well, man. Go ahead and take us the fuck out of here, bro.
My man Bernie Burns,
overachievers.
Journalism from a master site.
Right rhyme for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master
Right rhyme
site.
for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master site.
Right rhyme for Beamer, Rovers, overachievers.
Journalism from a master
Right rhyme
site.
for Beamer.